Tonight on Maestro Nighttime Devotion, I want to talk about the Jim Crow laws. For many of our younger viewers, or those that's watching me tonight, you may not realize what this did to the African American people back in the 1800s and also the 1900s. But tonight I want to talk about it. Don't you get upset, don't get teed off, don't go out and want to look at white people and just hit them. Because remember this, it wasn't them, it was their ancestors. Are you ready for the Jim Crow law and to receive the history? Let's get into it. Jim Crow law, known as the Black Codes, in 1877 through the 1960s. The name Jim Crow is often used to describe the segregation law and rules and custom which arose after, after the Civil War has ended. Now by 1838, the term Jim Crow was being used as a collective racial slur for black people. Now the minstrel show was one of the first native form of American entertainment. Remember I talked about the minstrel show in the talk about black American music? Now listen to this. The popularity of the minstrel show clearly aids the spread of Jim Crow as a racial slur. The minstrel show were popular between the 1850s and 1870s, but they lost much of their national popularity with the coming of the motion pictures and the radio shows. The term Jim Crow only lasted a century, only a half a century. By the end of the 19th century, the term was less likely to be used in a negative form describing blacks. Instead, the phrase Jim Crow was being used to describe laws and custom which oppress black people. Like, if you look over my shoulder, restroom, one for the blacks and one for the whites. Now, the Jim Crow laws was operational mainly in the southern states, meaning it operated mainly down south, and it served as a way of post-liberation of newly freed slaves, and blacks were now free but regulated to the status of second-class citizens. We were not first-class citizens, we were second-class. Wow. And it represented the anti-black racism. Listen, we still were not free, even though they said we were free. The white people did not see us as free people, but as people still caught up in our mind, being slaves. Now, these are some of the beliefs when it came down to white people seemed to be more superior to black, and it was more superior in black people in these ways, like they thought, maybe some were wrong with their mind. They said that they were more intelligent than us. They had more morality than us. They were more civil than us, and they sexual relationships were better than ours. Now, the status of adequate, when it came down to the black people, black males could not offer a handshake to another man. Black male could not offer anything to a female. Man, come on. Black and white could not eat together. Blacks were not allowed to show public affection towards one another in public. Let me move on. Black was introduced to white, never whites to black. Black passengers had to sit in the back seat of a car ridden by a white driver. Listen, white motorists had the right of way at all intersections. That's just crazy. 7 simple rules. Number 1, never assert or even imitate that a white person is lying. Don't you dare say a white person is lying. You'll be lynched. Never dishonor or have bad intentions towards a white person. Number 3, never suggest that a white person is from an inferior class. And never lay claim to or overlay demonstrate superior knowledge or intelligence. Never in your lifetime during the 1800s or the 1900s, especially in the 60s, that you are more superior than white people, that your mindset was better than theirs. And you better not do that while you was learning how to read, and you learn how to read as a slave, and you better not show that you can read better than your master, even though half of them could not read correctly. Never curse a white person out. Never laugh at a white person. Never commit or make it seem like you can dress better than a white person. Oh, don't you ever look at a white woman. The Jim Crow law. The punishment: white people could physically beat black with a whip. They can actually beat you up. They can, put it this way, they can stretch you out, get them a board, get them a whip, get them a belt, a switch, and whip you if you seem like you want to break any of those rules. Blacks had little legal recourse because the criminal justice system was mostly white. Meaning, hey, if you was accused of raping a white woman, you're going to jail. And you could be as innocent as a baby. But if they come and lie and say that you stole something, you raped somebody, anything, you going to jail because the system was made up of white people. Caucasian. Lynching, public murders carried out by the mobs. 4,730 documents there was public lynching between 1882 and 1968. I gotta say that again. 4,730 documents that recorded that there was public lynching. Most victims were hung or shot. Some were burned at the stake, who were castrated, beaten with a club. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And let's move on. Let's move on to this. But then we got to remember, in the Jim Crow law, like I said, let me go back. The black and white restrooms, the black and white water fountain. Listen, we were treated like dirt. We were treated like we was nothing. And I hear so many times Black Lives Matters. Yes, I believe Black lives do matter. I believe all life matters. But we gotta stop having the mentality of the Jim Crow law. We gotta stop it. Time has changed. My young brothers, my young sisters, stop killing, stop beating, stop putting each other down. Listen, the police officers, they beat on you because they see that we are beating on each other. They see that we just talk a good talk when we say Black Lives Matter, but we still going around beating each other. Somebody must stand up and let people know that even though the Jim Crow law is not here, stop acting like you do. Do you hear me? We need to teach this thing. We need to tell our young brothers and sisters, our kids, teach them about the Jim Crow law so we won't go backwards, but we can go forward to receive what God has for us to get to our destiny. So many people of colors are rising, going into politics, going into music, different areas. Listen to me, listen to me. But we need somebody to rise, like Martin Luther King, Joseph Lowry, like other well-known people who fought for our rights. We need our young people to rise and go forth and let the people know that we are somebody. We are a chosen race. We have things that God has given us in our mind to share with the world to make this country even greater, like I always say. So listen to me, understand me. We went through some sad time. Our ancestors went through some sad time. And we still going through some sad time. But we need to stand up as a African American race and go to our destiny together. Leave no one behind. Black lives matter only if we make it together. This is Maestro for Nighttime Devotion saying I love you, and join me tomorrow for some more Jim Crow law. Peace out.